Yes, we are. Welcome back to the second quarter. This time last week, what?
The sun was shining. We had the sunglasses on. We were shielding the sun from our eyes.
I know. Well, it's the start of the second term here. It's Werribee 4-2-26. They lead Bellpost Hill 1-4-10. Back to the middle for the start of the second term. And it's Sean Stewart and Brent Stone who went up. Stewart got it down. Little push on there by Hawks. Was it a throw, said umpire bench? I think it must have been. It will be a free kick. And it's going to go to... Sean Lewis on centre wing on the outer side, goes towards half forward looking for ball over the back lines. Anderson can't take it with him. And it's still inside 50 for the Panthers. Kazina gives it off to Pollard quickly, then he has to follow it up again because it was a poor handball. Sean Lewis gives it to Sveljak, who gives it over the top towards Mileto. Back to Sean Lewis. They've done well their exchange of handballs. Kick, good kick too to Mick Illick. Good build-up across half forward by the Panthers. And the kick by Sean Lewis, good to Mick Illick.
It's exactly what I was talking about at quarter time, just before we had the break. The short handballs in close, worked the ball around. They've done it to perfection there. Polly must have been listening to us up here, and they've gone straight out and done it, and it could create a goal.
Well, Illick comes in.
It has created a goal.
It has. Good kick too, Mick Illick. And that's his second, and the second for Bellpost Hill. They're 2-4-16, and a good early goal by the Panthers, and they trail Werribee 4-2-26 on the GDFL Bingo Centre second quarter scoreboard.
Yeah, that was good build up there. There was 4 or 5 handballs in the corridor around centre half forward there, and they've just pushed the ball forward down to Illick, and he's just finished off the goal there straight through the middle.
Now, we were talking to Mick Illick before the game, and he said that if he kicks 10 goals today, he will be doing exactly what happened on Tuesday night at training for Bellpost Hill. If he kicks 10. So that could be interesting to see.
What was that?
Oh, something about a movie or something called The Full Monty. Anyway, back in the middle. Goes towards, on the ground there, that is actually Warren Valisha, number 47 for Werribee, who plays with Werribee in the VFL, but not getting a game with them this afternoon, so he's back with the Centurions. Stewart with a big tap out to Kelbert. Quick hands to Hawks is okay, goes towards centre half forward. In front, Martin takes it in front of Gray at centre half back. And Fats, as he's affectionately known, goes wide towards Ball. And he goes on his left, goes wide towards Sean Lewis, who's led Kennedy to the ball and takes the mark. Yeah, good kick by Craig Ball. And, in fact, sorry, it's Damien Ball. Brother Craig out injured today. Sean Lewis goes long towards centre half forward. Big pack there. Feldman up from behind. Roved in front by Martin. Couldn't take it with him. That was Brad. Handball by Johnson. Thrown out by Masara, and it's okay. Kelbert gets a kick away towards half forward. Gray leads Martin in the race. That's Adam. Sean Lewis, quick hands to Rabbis. Was going right, then went left, then can go on the right boot through the centre wing towards half forward. Lyons works his way to the front. Standing in front and roving was Stewart, the big man. His handball's okay towards Hawks. He's got a bit of time to set something up now, Andy Hawks. Goes towards half a good kick too. Luddick's there, and has got a bit of time to set something up with the left boot. One out, Matheson in front of Jones. Can't take the mark, pushing the back though. And,
yeah, he didn't have to push him and get that free kick away. He's dropped the mark, which I suppose he didn't know that he was going to do, but he didn't have to push him in the back there. That was unwarranted push. Just back a couple of seconds ago there, Bellpost Hill had to set out the free kick or mark out on the boundary there. They're not going to win this game by kicking the pack situations. They've kicked straight to a pack. They're deficient in height against the Werribee side, and it's just not going to work for them. They've got to kick short and then try and work something, build up something out of there, get someone to push off out of that pack situation rather kick it to the pack set play.
So that was one behind to Matheson. 2 goals 2. They go to 4-3-27. Kick in is okay. Goes to Ditchburn. Stone. He's got it now. He runs on back to Ditchburn. He goes towards half forward. Lyons leads Anderson in the race for the footy, but Lyons leaves it behind. Anderson on hands and knees now. And they bottle it up for a ball up on half forward.
A good run out of the back line there. Good sharp handball. Good kick by Brett Pollard out of full back. Young Ditchburn there running past and taking the handball.
So thrown up. Stewart with the big right hand again towards Johnson. He's wrapped up in the tackle, but gets his handball away. It goes towards Hurst. Over the top, good running Damien Ball. Goes towards Sveljak and also Feldman. Feldman can't pick it up the first attempt. At the second he can. He was going to go left, then went right with a kick around towards a vacant centre half forward position. Oh, Beck and also Masara look at each other, but then Masara goes towards Kelbert. Against him is Brad Martin. Still in there. Brad Martin fighting hard for it. Comes out the side of the pack. Running through the middle, Sean Lewis. Fresh air shot, Brett Pollard. Now it goes to Ditchburn. Oh, that's okay. Lux of Fortune goes to Shane Anderson and just takes it.
3 bites of the cherry there.
3 bites. Kicks over the top. It's okay towards Hurst, and he takes the mark about 25 metres out. A shot for Bell Post Hill. Oh, good kick too to Pollard. No, the umpire's called time on, unfortunately, for the Panthers. And it will come back to Bevan Hurst.
Yeah, the two Werribee blokes here leaving the ball for each other and letting it bounce, and therefore it's created an opportunity for Bell Post Hill, which they've worked it around and
they both looked at each
other. Shot of the goal, yeah.
It's yours. It's yours.
I wasn't sure what Troy Feldman was doing though, centering the ball there. There wasn't a Bell Post Hill guy there, and I presume that he's turned around blinded and just thought he'd whack it in the corridor and see how he went from there. But yeah, there was a couple of Werribee, Bell Post Hill blokes pushed down towards the goals further.
Well, that's a behind. Hurst missed that set shot. So it's 2-5-17 to 4-3-27. 10 points again, the difference on the GDFL Bingo Centre second quarter scoreboard. Werribee Central's in the lead. The kick in by Jacobs goes towards Stewart up against Martin. He gets it down. Stone does the roving. Goes to Stewart again. Can't break the tackle. Gets the hands away though. Falls only as far as Mileto though. Left foot kick. Good kick too to Sveljak, but he can't take the mark. Tommy coming out. Jacobs. Kochevatkin getting back there. Can handball it. Does very well to Hallam. And they can break away now. And getting the footy is Velisha. Goes back in board towards Brad Jewell. He taps it on well towards Hawks and keeps running. Jewell gets wrapped up. Loses a footy. Lewis is there. He's ripped off the footy as well. Bit of pressure here. Kazina gets a good kick away towards Mileto. If he can turn around and run onto it. Does it sit for him? No, it doesn't. He needs some support. He hasn't got it. The Centurions run at the footy. And it's Mark who runs away. Goes towards half forward. Luddick's there. And Gray takes a good mark in front of Martin.
Mileto could have hit that ball with a bit more aggression, I think, Jason. He sort of waited for it to just do what he wanted the ball to do, and it wasn't going to happen.
Gray goes towards the front of the square. Matheson. And also Luddick there. Luddick has picked it up and has missed. So one behind to him and to the Centurion score. They're 4-4-28 and they lead Bell Post Hill, who are 2-5-17. GDFL Bingo Centre second quarter scoreboard. Lewis plays on from fullback and gets a bump after he gets the kick away from David Matheson there. And Brad Martin will take it at half back. He's got Damien ball wide. He elects though to go longer towards Gazina and also Hurst. Now ball comes into it against Hallam. Can't take the mark. Kelbert's there. Quick kick away. It was touched. Murray stands there and then gets ripped off the footy. Goes towards Mileto. Over his head. Kelbert straight through the middle of the pack does well. Gets his kick away towards Luddick. Oh, good mark. No, not paid. Lewis. Matty Lewis there. Masari on hands and knees. Morley picks it up. Good pick up too by Morley. Goes with the left boot. Kick around the corner. Matheson in front. Jones over the head of both of them. Jones sees it through for a rush behind to Werribee. So they're 4-5. 29 now. Werribee Centrals and Bell Post Hill. 2-5-17 GDFL Bingo Centre second quarter scoreboard. And once again we see Brett Pollard do the kicking in for Bell Post Hill. He comes towards the commentary box side. Up early. Hurst couldn't take the mark. Gave a push in the back in fact. And it will be to Simon Kelbert at half forward. Kelbert now in short towards Stewart, the big man, but it's roved by Ditchburn. Gets his kick away towards centre wing. Foot race now between Roland Beck and Sean Lewis, and also their Ball, who didn't go at it. He just went at Beck and left the ball behind. Now close in quarters. Ball gets it away. Lux of Fortune falls to Troy Feldman. Goes one out towards Illick. Betting back there, Lyons, Anderson as well. Jacobs running. Oh, good play too, Velisha, but it's dropping the footy, says umpire Nolan. And it will be a free kick to Shane Anderson at centre half forward.
It's a bit rough on him.
He was going to go short to Pollard. He goes now towards Kazina. Oh, 1-on-2. He got a hand to it. Kazina did well, but there's Hawks. He can get around Mileto. And he goes short towards Jewell. He takes the mark. Plays on quickly. Gives it to the big man, Stewart. Anderson tries to chase him down. He gets his kick away. Vacant space at half forward. Foot race now between Ditchburn and Gray. Oh. The boundary line will win.
Slid under the fence there. He just ducked under the fence and nearly head-butted the Commodore headlight there.
So it's a boundary throw-in at half forward. Stewart and Stone to do the ruck work. Stewart in front. And also Martin up in the end. Falls towards Kelbert, but he can't keep it in. It's out of bounds.
It's the smallest group of people I've seen around a ruck contest for a long time. That one, there was only about 4 blokes around that then.
Well, it's up again. Stewart in front. Can tap it down towards Morley and also Kelbert. And it's been bottled up and will be another ball up.
It either tells us one or two things: either some people are lazy, or Werribee blokes are running away from the contest, open space for their teammates.
Gray towards Calvert from the ruck contest. Gray works in there again. Valicia, handball over the top, beautiful to Massaro. Was going to handball backwards now. Got a bit of time to set something up. Measures a pass towards Matheson. Good pick up by the big man. Handball to Jewell. Taps it on beautifully to Johnson. Handball to Morley. Has to turn around. Screw it around on his left boot. Luddick's there in front. Comes off a boot, does it? And it's still in play. Ryan Jones with a bit of time in the right back pocket for the Panthers, and will be able to clear the ball wide. Lewis and Matheson. If the ball stays in, you'd think Lewis would be in here if it sits for him, but Matheson does well, makes up a lot of ground, gives the handball off to Kennedy, and now Kennedy measures a pass back in towards centre half forward. Anderson over the back does well. Oh, did he drop the footy or duck his head or get a high tackle? That was Murray. Handball over the top. Hawks running through Ditchburn. Morley can give it out to Calvert. Good play. Calvert can finish it off with a goal, can he? Yes, he can. Good play. Simon Calvert, big effort in that build-up, and kicks his first goal.
Probably had 5 or 6 kicks, Simon Calvert, and his kicking skills are very good. He hit Matheson there a couple of times in the first quarter. He had a bit of time to settle there and just popped the ball straight through.
So it's 5-5-35, Werribee Central's. Bell post till 2-5-17, 3 goals the difference, 18 points on the GDFL Bingo Centre second quarter scoreboard. And a good finish there by Simon Calvert. Back in the centre, Stewart and Stone. Umpire throws the ball up. Stewart gets it down. Ripped off by Pollard to Sveljak. He goes long. Feldman up there. Beck takes it the second attempt and claims the mark. The umpire says yes, it's yours, Roland. Goes short towards Morley. At half back on the left boot. Goes towards centre wing. Calvert against the couple. Murray from behind. Good punch away. Brad Martin in front. Tried to handball it back to Lewis, but it was chopped off, and it is out of bounds. For a throw-in at half forward, with Gray coming down to do the ruck work. Stewart falling behind a kick. Gray gets it down. Damien Ball, handball to Sveljak, puts him under pressure. Dalziel gets ripped off the footy. Ball comes in. Stewart rides him into the ground. Valicia gets it to Scotty Johnson around the corner and bounces close to the boundary line. And he's out for a throw-in. At half forward for the Centurions, they lead 5-5 to 2-5 the Panthers.
Dalziel back on. I actually thought they might have put Dalziel back in the ruck earlier and put young Brent Stone down at full back on Matheson, which would release who's that bloke?
Ryan Jones.
Ryan Jones, yeah, because he was going right off half back in the first 10-15 minutes of the game before he got changed.
Well, that ball came from Pollard towards Adam Martin. It's a free kick to Sean Lewis in the middle of Galvin Park for the Panthers to push them into attack. Goes wide towards Anderson. He tries to tap it on again. Hallam, good play. And goes towards half forward. Musara against Ditchburn. Good punch away by Ditchburn, but Musara does well. Picks it up, then goes left. Goes to Kennedy. Can handball it to Jewell, but he elects to go with the kick towards centre half forward. Johnson. Good mark in front of Sveljak at centre half forward.
That young Ditchburn's hard at it, isn't he?
He certainly is at half back. Johnson goes towards umpire bench. He won't take the mark. Gray turns around. Does he kick the goal? No, I think he's missed to the near side for one behind. So Peter Gray, he's first behind. Only 7 to go. To match last week's efforts.
Yeah, Werribee seem to be doing all of the attacking here and starting to bridge a bit of, or make a bit of a gap between themselves and their opposition. And they're just continuously pushing the ball forward now.
So it's 5-6 to 2-5. Pollard, good kick in too.
Beautiful
finds
kick.
Brad Martin at half back. And they're just saying that Brad Martin's playing on. He does now towards Dalziel and also Hurst. Hurst takes, he's got ball wide if he sees him, but he didn't see him. And in the end, it's a poor finish because it's going to be chopped off by Roland Beck. And Beck, who runs backwards past Illick and then goes wide. Lewis from behind. Good mark, no. Johnson's there as well. Anderson in support for the Panthers. He's on hands and knees, does well to get it out. Pushed on, Pollard, uses his pace, gets away. He's on the left, he's just touched as he gets his kick away. Jacobs is there as well and takes a good saving mark.
Young ball there, should have, just a minute ago, should have been waving his arms and screaming his head off so that bloke could hear him.
Jacobs goes short and taking the mark is Hallam. Goes long, good kick too towards Valicia. And there's Ditchburn, who Gus has said, pretty hard at it. It's in the middle of Galvin Park for a ball up. Been playing 10.5 minutes in this second term. thrown up Stewart. And Dalziel back in the ruck. Stewart gets it down. Musara tried to be thumped on. Musara again goes at it. Brad Martin's there with him. Ball as well. Musara does well. Handball towards Morley. And Kazina taps it back into the pack. Quick kick out by Sean Lewis. Out towards half forward. Beck will have a shepherd and the run of the footy. And he does now. Feldman comes at him. He goes towards Kelbert and Lewis. Kelbert ripped off the footy by Matthew Lewis. And a free kick for a bit of intent there by Matty Lewis against Kelbert. He just slung him to the ground after he got rid of the footy. And good kick towards Gray. He claims the mark and is paid. So Peter Gray.
Ooh.
And 50 against Ryan Jones. So Peter Gray will have a shot for goal from pretty close to the line.
Let's see how Mark's 50s are.
Oh, they're usually pretty lengthy. And Simon Kelbert got that to Gray. Good mark. Straight off discipline. Obviously Jones to come off the ground. And Peter Gray, who's kicked the one behind, will now have a shot for goal from about 8 metres out and puts his first through. And the 6th for Werribee. They're 6-6-42 and they lead Bellpost Hill 2-5-17.
Yeah, a bit undisciplined there by Bellpost Hill, Jason. Look, they've probably had half a dozen unwarranted free kicks and it's not even half time yet that they've given away to Werribee. Now, if you take that at 50-yard kicks, it's 300 metres, 2 lengths at the ground. It could create, a couple of goals, 2 or 3 goals, which it has in that instance there. Like at the free kick and then the mark's been paid, then a 50-metre penalty. So it's created a goal, took him right down to the square there and he's just popped it through. And that's undisciplined. Whether Matthew Lewis probably thinks he's in the right or wrong, he probably was a little bit hard done by, but it's been paid against him and he did have the intent, as the word was that you used, when the free kick was paid.
Stewart up again in the middle for Werribee Central side to Musara. Kennedy gets it away, chopped off this time by Matty Lewis, so he'll hope to set something up from half-back now. Goes to the outer side towards Pollard, and he takes the mark in front of Kennedy. Gets it on towards Matty Lewis. Poor handball in the end, set Lewis a task. And Luddick's there. Did he throw it? Yes, he did, I think, said the umpire. And it will be a free kick at half-back to Pollard. In fact, it's coming to Lewis. Now, Lewis plays on. Goes towards half-forward. Hurst heard the call, but it wasn't from his teammate. Stewart runs through the middle. Morley gets it off to Beck. Good running off the half-back line by the Centurions. Goes towards Matheson a long way out from goal. And he takes the mark in front of Stone. Open goal square if he wants to go. Oh, Luddick's in there as well now. But Pollard and Lewis make up a bit of ground. And David thinks he can make the distance. And I've seen him kick some big goals.
He's a big fella, so he's got plenty of oomph behind him.
Kicked 2 goals too this afternoon.
Kicked one a bit short there in the first quarter. That's a bit different though, that one. Stands back.
No wonder he backs himself.
Yep.
With kicks like that.
Beautiful kick.
So it's Werribee Central 7-6-48 and they've created a bit of a lead here now. Bellpost Hill 2-5-17 GDFL Bingo Centre second quarter scoreboard. And coming onto the ground, Skinner.
Bellpost Hill have got to be very careful here because if Werribee gets their back up, they're a very hard side to stop. They run on confidence and now they've created a bit of a gap, they'll take risks. And it could be spell a danger zone at the moment for Bellpost Hill.
Just ask Eastern Suburbs. They kicked 11 goals in 1 quarter against them.
Yeah, well, that's it, yeah.
So Stewart back in the middle against Dalziel. Luddick gets it on to Jewell. Short little kick away only as far as Ditchburn. Tumbling punt towards centre half forward. Goes over about half a dozen players. Lyons runs away with it. Goes wide towards Kelbert. He's got a bit of support too. If it sits in, he's got Shepherders. Lewis comes at him. Hawks, he gets around him. Then short little kick. Is okay to Luddick. Yes, it is. He stands and takes the mark. Goes with the left boot. Lead on by Matheson. And you can't beat footy like that.
No, that's good play. Good kick. Strong mark by Matheson. Werribee Central's just dominating cross half back, rolling back. They're just running the ball down in waves down there. I think Bellpost Hill half forwards are getting sucked up the ground a little bit, so Werribee Centuries are playing the loose man across half back. He's just staying at home, and they just run the ball down in waves. Simon Calvert then again involved in the play again, helps setting that up. He's starting to have a bit of an impact on the game.
So the 4th goal by David Matheson is the 8th for Werribee Centrals. They're 8-6-54. And they lead Bellpost Hill 2-5-17 GDFL Bingo Centre second quarter scoreboard. And
he's probably on top of Brad Martin at the moment.
Ominous signs here at the moment. Who's that?
Simon
Calvert. Yep.
Yep.
Agreed, I would think. He's seen plenty of the ball on this wing. in this term and had started off pretty well in the first quarter as well. So 8-6 to 2-5. And the Bellpost Hill coaching staff will maybe have to make a couple of changes. Back in the centre. And it's Stewart once again against Dalziel. Dalziel up, Stewart gets it down with the right fist towards Pollard, ripped off the footy's Feldjack, gets it to Rabbis, goes towards Miletto, Beck works him under the footy and then takes a great one-hander. And just a little bit of experience there by Roland Beck. Plays on, was going to handball, then kicks it towards Johnson in the middle of the ground, needs some support. Jules there in support, as is Stewart. Oh, gets away, does well, handball out wide towards Skinner just on the ground and Valisha. Valisha now gets away from a couple and runs. Goes to half forward, goes long to a vacant goal square. Which way is it going to bounce? Is it going to bounce through? It hits the post. Bad luck. And one behind for the Centurions.
Good one-handed mark there by Roland Beck again. It was a good contest, and then he, all of a sudden, as you said, a bit of experience. Pushed his player out the road and took the one-handed mark.
So it's 8-7-55 Werribee Centrals. Bellpost Hill 2-5-17. Pollard to do the kicking once again. Looking for some leads. He's got balls short. He goes in that direction and finds him. Damien Ball. Just looking for something up the field. Hasn't got a lot on offer at the moment.
Good ploy Werribee's there. Their half forward line is standing out on the flanks, which make Bellpost Hill kick out through the corridor.
Oh, up
good little
at
tactic.
The back was Hallam. Goes through now. And on the ground, it looks like it might be Slavinkas. Good kick for goal.
That's a bit ordinary.
Jeez.
I reckon he was 55 or 60 out when he's kicked that ball.
Well, that is a good kick. And I think that is Conrad Slavinkas. And he's kicked his first and the ninth for Werribee Centrals. They're 9-7-61. And as Gus said, they get their tails up, the Centurions, and they're very hard to stop. And Bellpost still have found that out at the moment. They're 2-5-17. GDFL Bingo Centre second quarter scoreboard. So we see Stone coming off and Jones coming back on for Bellpost Hill. And he'll go down onto Matheson, who's kicked 4 goals out of Werribee Central's total of 9. Back in the middle, Stewart up against Dalziel. And the boundary umpire has found that Bellpost Hill have run in early there.
There's another one of them kicks.
Yeah, and it's going to be Werribee Central's. Stewart from the middle goes wide. Out there, John Drysdale on. Off the back of the pack, Martin. His handball is smothered by Valisha. And it will be a boundary throw-in at half forward.
He's done a fair job, Brad Martin, on Peter Gray.
Adam. Don't get them mixed up. Jeez, Fats will never forgive you. It's in at half forward now for the Centurions. And a big pack around the ball. The umpire will come in and bounce it.
I was just going to say he's done a good job, Fats, but I thought I'd better say his name.
He wouldn't mind, don't worry. So it's a ball up. Gray in there, gets his left hand to it. Picked out of the pack there by Valisha on the ground. And the umpire just lets it go. Pollard in close quarters, handball to Sveljak, just drops it. Dalziel got a bit of time, gets it back to Pollard. And he goes long towards half forward, Illich. And in front, Kochevatkin takes a good mark. Can handball off, he does so to Beck. Switches play towards Morley. In front, Pollard takes a good mark. And Brett Pollard in the middle of Galvin Park. Pretty congested forward line now. The Centurions have worked back there well. They've done well to bottle it up. He goes wide towards Sean Lewis. And he takes the mark. No, he can't do so. Good attempt up against Beck and also Skinner in there. And it's going to be a free kick to Werribee, and it's going to go to Roland Beck, and he plays on. And that'll break him up pretty quick because Roland Beck goes now. And he goes wide, 2-on-1. Anderson, Lyons in the middle, and at the back was Ball. Still got the numbers here. Anderson breaks away. Inside 50 now, goes towards Troy Feldman, but it's going to be taken away by Beck. Beck goes wide, and taking a good mark is Valisha in front of Dalziel at half back. For the Centurion, switches play back inboard towards Skinner. Takes it.
He's been a bit quiet. Did he come off the bench?
He's come off the bench, yep. And it's a poor kick in the end. Sveljak falls into Tommy's arms there and he takes the mark. Running across, he switches play. And it's all right. He finds Damien Ball. He's got Dalziel standing still, who should be moving, but he isn't. So Ball now holds it up. And he plays on. Gray comes at him, but he gets a kick away. Falls in short. Not taking the mark there was Martin. That was Brad. Stewart, like a rover, takes it away. 30-metre handball is all right to Valisha, and he gets it at half forward. Bit of time to set up something for a very open forward line, and Matheson, he can't take the mark. Jones is against him. He dived for it there, couldn't take it. Johnson got it to Matheson. He breaks away. He's onto that left boot. He's a prodigious kick of the footy. And has he kicked that? No, he's missed one behind.
There. Yeah, that's a good call about Dalziel. Like, young Ball was looking for an option to kick the ball to, and he's standing still in the hole. Or they, either call the ball and make a bit of movement, or run out of the hole and leave it open for someone else to run into.
So it's 9-8-62 Werribee, and at Bell Post Hill 2-5-17. GDFL Bingo Centre second quarter scoreboard. Matthew Lewis to do the kicking in, plays on in fact, and takes a bounce, draws Massara, handball inboard to Sveljak. Got a bit of time now, Tommy, kicks it wide towards Drysdale, and Sedlinkus in front, good mark, plays on quickly. Kick smothered though by Ditchburn, goes towards Hurst and Drysdale. Slavinkus though butters up, and the umpire will come in and bounce the footy. So it's in between wing and half forward for the Centurions. Thrown up, Stewart up against Dalziel. Stewart with a big thump. Calvert couldn't take it with him. Pollard, left foot kick towards half forward. Illick, and Beck works back and never looked in the contest, and then took the mark. Up near his shoulder and takes it. Goes wide towards Calvert. Measured it. Oh, and he just took it just in the bottom of his hands and used his legs as support. Goes long towards half forward from behind. Good mark. Oh, up early. He couldn't take the mark there with Valisha. Goes into Pollard. Pollard now in the middle. Can he set something up? He goes wide towards Troy Feldman. There's 3-on-2 here. Feldman can get over the top if it sits for him. And he was going to handball, then breaks the tackle. Goes back inboard towards Brad Martin. Has to make up and get around the umpire. Shepherds for him. Brad Martin on hands and knees. Gets up. Now goes on the right boot. Measures a pass in. Number of players there. Over the back, there's about 3 Bell Post Hill players. Kazina's one of them. And his kick just offline. And one behind.
It was a bit more better by the Hill. They just actually, Troy Feldman centering the ball again, which is good. He's good at pushing off blokes, isn't he? He gets the ball, stands up, big and robust, and pushes off blokes and gets a bit of space for himself.
Lyons kicks in. Feldman stands his ground again. 2-on-1, and he's got it now outside 50. He centres the ball again to Pollard, and he finds him. And that's a bit of disciplined play, I think, Troy Feldman, and experience.
3 times for this quarter that he centred the ball in that hole there.
And he gets it to the coach, Brett Pollard, who will be kicking from about 50 metres out as he comes in. Pretty congested forward line. It's 2-6 playing 9-8, so they certainly need it, the Panthers. He comes in, gives it everything he's got. Stewart's there, Hurst also, big pack. Sean Lewis is there, through for one behind, is it? Yes, I think it might be. A rush behind to the Hill. And they're 2-7-19 Bell Post Hill, Werribee 9-8-62. So the
kick out here, they got. Well, they haven't kicked to him, but
it's Jacobs goes long towards Slavinkus, and he takes the mark. Plays on quickly, can go wide towards Kelbert and Luddick. Up against Lewis, does well. Luddick to get it onto Kelbert, takes a bounce, draws a player, goes to the right boot towards Matheson. Good kick, and Matheson on the wrong side for a left footer. Well, look, he's got Morley and Gray in there.
A couple of things out of that passage of play which we mentioned earlier. Lutic with his brains there, proved it again, and Kelber with his disposal. He looked as though he was going to centre the ball. All of a sudden he's hit Matheson on the lead.
And he's got him. He's right in the pocket, and I tell you, I've seen Matheson kick some goals from this area and none from in front.
I was just going to say, if I kick like David Matheson, mate, I'd be shooting him up every time.
And that's why. Yeah,
he's looking for the lead. I wouldn't have been looking for the lead, mate. I would have been telling the boys just go back to the centre.
So he's kicked his 5th, and Werribee Central's kicked their 10th. They're 10-8-68, and they lead Bell Post Hill 2-7-19. GDFL Bingo Centre second quarter scoreboard, close to half time here at Galvin Park, and it's a big lead for the Centurions at the moment.
Yeah, Bell Post Hill, their forward line's getting beaten pretty convincingly, I think, and there's only a couple of blokes that are putting up a bit of resistance down there, but still the backmen on them particular players are having plenty of the ball as well. So they're getting beat, whereas Werribee's is wide open. They've got the lead, the kick to the leader, and they've been finishing them off.
And the delivery's beautiful. Gray goes in and has missed on this occasion.
Bit rushed there. He sort of jogged back pretty quick, and might be something for the young bloke to look at have a look on the video if he's kicked 9-8-1 or 1-8 last week. Something for him to have a look at. He's just rushed back to have his kick again.
The bat phone's going for Noel. Must be somebody with a problem again. He's taken over from Ronnie.
Yeah. I'll have jam and cream on my scones next, Noel, if that's what they're ringing about.
So it's 10-9 to 2-7. Pollard to do the kicking in again. Plays on. Oh, well, the umpires said that he hasn't either put it on his foot properly or has run out of the square before he's tapped it on his boot. And it will be a ball up.
I think the 2-metre rule's gone, isn't it? He kicked the ball 2 metres in the air. I'll have to kick it over the line.
Well, I thought so. Well, it goes to Matty Lewis from that ball up. Short little kick towards brother Sean. Can't pick it up. And it goes through the hands of a couple of players. And now out of bounds on the full. And it will be a free kick to Matty Lewis. So it's going to be Matthew Lewis from the last line of defence. Drives it long towards half-back, up though and taking the mark is Simon Calvert, who's been close to Werribee's best today. Goes inboard to Slavinkas. Good kick. He can kick the ball a mile. This kid goes long towards ball and also Luddick. It breaks away. Matty Lewis. Nothing much to kick to. And down the field against Matheson on Jones. So it will be a free kick to Bevan Hurst or Kazina, one or the other. And it's going to go to Kazina at half-back. He's got Brad Martin in the middle and Dalziel. He goes in that direction. And Illick as well. Illick off hands, so he has to get rid of it quickly. He does so. Dalziel, just a quick kick off the ground. And it's against Bell Post Hill.
I think he got a bit upset with not being paid the mark that the umpires called play on. He's got upset and give away a free kick, which is another one of them free kicks. Lucky for him, it's half-time.
Well, it is half-time, and it's Werribee 10-9-69. And they lead Bell Post Hill 2-7-19 in that quarter. The Werribee Central side kicked 6 goals, 7. And Bell Post Hill kicked 1 goal, 3. The goal kickers for Werribee Centrals at this stage. We've got David Matheson with 5 and singles to Peter Gray, Shane Jack, Simon Calvert, Conrad Slavinkas and Luke Luttick. While for Bell Post Hill, their 2 goals have been kicked by Mick Illick.
Yeah, well, that quarter totally dominated by Werribee Centrals. There's probably not much more Werribee can do. They're playing the ground well. They're hitting their target. Their handball's good. They're marking strong. And from Bell Post Hill's point of view, they just they've got to work on the positives. Got a lot of young blokes in the side. They've got a lot of injuries. Try and set something up a bit around half forward and get the goals on the board. You know, they just keep working. Don't lose their enthusiasm. Probably drop off on the